So, what you think and what you get are always a vibrational match on every subject. Now, we like to make it a little more user-friendly by saying to you, what you think and what you get and what you feel is always a vibrational match. Because when you begin to make the association between what you're thinking and feeling and getting, then you have deliberate creative control of your experience. You didn't come forth from non-physical into this environment intending to fix things that were broken. Because from your non-physical perspective before you got here, and even now from your non-physical perspective, you do not see this world or anything about it as broken. You see it as a diverse variety where every consciousness, every point of consciousness can focus and therefore create. You did not say, I see it as my job to go forth and get rid of something or other. Instead, you said, I see it as my job to go forth and through my experience, my exposure to the experience, I will naturally conclude my own preferences. And whether I speak those preferences or not, just my mere awareness and my mere experience with experience will cause a preference to be born within me. Don't you feel that happening all day, every day? Can't you feel yourself concluding on many different levels of your being what you prefer? And what we want you to know that you might not remember, this is an important thing for you to remember, is that as those preferences happen within you, they are vibrationally understood. So when someone is rude to you, whether you call them on it or not, or whether you write in your diary, I wish people would be nicer to me, when someone is rude to you, that preference of being treated more nicely emanates from you. When you see something around the world that hurts your heart and you wish it were different, that wish is emitted from you vibrationally and source energy hears it. So you as an individual and you as mass consciousness are being heard on trillions of levels constantly. Even the cells of your body are emitting preference. The thing that we want so much for you to hear and remember is that when that asking occurs, an answering always comes every single time. When you ask, it is given without exception every single time. So that's where we come in. Sometimes you say, Abraham, it must not be true. It must not be true that when I ask it is given, because there are a whole lot of things I know I am asking for clearly that aren't here. And we say, well, it isn't because they are not being given. If you are asking for things that you are not living, that are not manifesting fully in your experience, it can be for only one reason. You have vibrationally matched the absence of it more clearly than you have the presence of it. And that's easy to do, isn't it? If you've got a sickness in your body that you're noticing every day, that the doctors are pinpointing, that they've taken pictures of, they've given you a tag to tie on your toe. Oh, no, that's later. And you are observing it and feeling the discord and discomfort of it, that negative emotion that you are feeling is because you are giving your attention to something that you do not want. And giving your attention to it is, here's an important word, activating the vibration within you. So when you've activated something within your vibration that is different from what you want, the more you've practiced what you don't want, the more you activate what you don't want, and the more you disallow what you do want. So if you really want something, and you really focus often on the absence of it, you really have steady, getting stronger every day negative emotion. And if you keep that up, that negative emotion, which is this blessed indicator that lets you know your vibrational content, that negative emotion will become more emphatic. It will become a physical sensation. You might get a headache. You might get a kink in your neck. You might feel discomfort in your solar plexus. Your fingers might start aching. It shows up in all different parts of your body, depending upon what the subject is and what your level of disallowance or resistance is. And so, as you begin to play with the way you feel, not trying too hard to assign words to it, although in a gathering like this, it is helpful if we pinpoint with words because it helps us focus similarly. But the important thing about getting into conscious awareness of your own emotional guidance is that you intend to do the best that you can do in this moment, to feel as good as you can feel in this moment, understanding that the slightest little vibrational difference will net you a slight or sometimes substantial difference in the way you feel. But more importantly, it changes your point of attraction. From a selfish standpoint, and let's face it, a selfish standpoint is the only standpoint you've got. In other words, you cannot help but perceive through eyes of self, and you cannot help but find preferences being born within you. And so when those preferences are born, you're getting a vibrational reading on them. And as you want to pay attention to the way you feel and do, and you want to feel the relief of moving up the emotional scale, your point of attraction is going to continue to shift. And the wonderful thing about that is, once you begin shifting up the emotional scale on a myriad of subjects, you begin practicing the art of allowing on a myriad of subjects. And then all of those things that you say you want that have not come to you yet begin to come into your experience. Right now, they're being held in vibrational escrow, just waiting for you to vibrationally catch up. We're not kidding. 3 steps to the creative process. Step 1, you ask. You do that. You've been doing it. You can't stop doing that. Step 2, Source answers. Source does that. Never stops doing that. Step 3, you've got to get into vibrational alignment with what you're asking for. And so that's what moving up the emotional scale is all about. It's about you finally getting into vibrational alignment with the things that you've been asking for. When you become a vibrational match to them, they manifest in your experience. And about then, you have a whole new contrasting set of experiences which give you a whole new set of rockets of desires which are then held in vibrational escrow. In other words, you will never, ever, ever get it done. So our 2 wonderful sentences that we want you to write down and remember every day: you can't get it wrong and you never get it done. And the reason you can't get it wrong is because you never get it done. If you're standing in a place that feels wrong, you're launching all kinds of rockets. Source is answering all of those rockets. All you've got to do is find a way of releasing your resistance, and that which currently feels wrong will become right every time. Time to go to the beach. You have some things you want to talk about?
Thank you, Abraham. I've been listening to your tapes for about 4 years. This is the first time I've ever come to see you. I just want to say, I watched one Charlie Rose show in the last 10 years, and it was the one with fish. Everything you've been saying, I came here with lists of questions. And I've had these questions for 2 years. They're gone now.
But there will be more.
Oh, well, I just want to share one incredible thing that happened. When I first heard the Abraham material, I just felt like, oh, this is the truth I've been waiting for. I love this. So I needed $30,000. So I said to the universe, I want $30,000. And I said, and I want it to come in a way that doesn't hurt anybody. I don't want someone to die. And I said,
you'll get over that in time.
Well, at the time, I have actually. That was a requirement. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying it was my requirement. And I said, and I want it to come in a way that it makes me laugh. And I want it to come in a way that is so ridiculous that I will always know that law of attraction is powerful and works. Well,
so you were not only satisfying the desire for the 30,000, but you were satisfying the desire to discover that law of attraction worked and that you had the power to apply it?
I felt really clear that it was going to work.
Yes.
So, I guess I was also. So, I started to do what you said, and pretty soon, it was like I had moved into a reality in which I was going to get $30,000. Well, I'd get so excited. I'd drive down the street and I'd think, I wonder if there's an armored car. Maybe it's going to toss like $30,000 out at me. And then I'd be walking around and I'd think, maybe there's a diamond ring somewhere. I got to the point where I didn't have a doubt that I was going to have $30,000.
And you were beating the drum of expectation. You were bringing yourself little by little into more and more plausible expectation.
Yeah, and it was so much fun.
Yes.
And finally, I want to add one more thing. Let me think. I went out shopping one day, and I was buying all these dresses. And suddenly, I had this little thought, you don't have any money. And then I thought, well, that doesn't matter because I'm getting $30,000. And you know the end of the story. But a dear, dear friend of mine, somebody I love, said that they were going to come up and see me. And I hadn't seen this person in maybe 10 years, something like that. And I was just happy to see my friend. And this friend, as far as I knew, was not wealthy. And the friend came up, and we go way back, and the friend came up and said, "Well, I just won the lottery." And I said, "Kid, do I get my $30,000? And my friend said, "Yes." And I got my $30,000. And see, here's the thing. We would go out to breakfast afterwards, and I'd say to my friend, "You just won the lottery." And we'd laugh. We'd sit there. We'd fall over laughing. We were like holding our stomachs. We were laughing. And that was my condition. It had to make me laugh. And I was there laughing and saying, this is my condition.
And so now are you understanding that you can open the vortex in a very wide way? In other words, are you at the place now where, because you're no longer trying to prove that it works, that you can just say to the universe, "Universe, I would like this, please, and bring it to me anytime, in any comfortable way that you see fit." When a lot of things that you've been wanting converge, you feel an impulse that wild horses can't keep you from. But meanwhile, you just got to keep yourself vibrationally happy so that you have some reasonable access to keep adding to the pot. It's like, here you are, this collector of data, and you like that, and you like that, and you don't like that, which makes you know you like that, and you like that, and you like that, and you don't like that, which makes you know that you like that. So you're adding in terms of preferences, little by little by little by little, but we don't mean to make it sound little. It's a lot. You are adding hugely to the database of your future experience. All of you are doing that. This workshop is about one thing only: you finding a way to become a vibrational match to what you've launched out there that is yours to be had if you just relax and start trusting that well-being's supposed to come to you, you see. So we go through all kinds of antics. We come up with endless processes. We try to convince you in endless ways that you are deserving of good things, but it's not good things that somebody else has assigned to you. It's not things that were predetermined even before you got here. It's good things that you have set into motion from the data that you've been collecting along this physical trail. So when you've gathered boxes of data of things that you found interesting and good feeling when you gathered them, your future experience is so full of so many possibilities. And here's the thing that we wanted to say to you earlier, but you couldn't have heard, but now you can. The universe knows the perfect timing of all of those things, and will find through the crack of least resistance the best way to deliver it to you. And you know what? That $30,000 was on its way to you one way or another. And it didn't have to be only one 30,000. There are 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000 lined up over and 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 over again. In other words, it can continue to flow into your experience. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people worry that they got to the dock and they missed their boat, and we say there is always another one. There are always in your immediate vicinity not fewer than 20 very real probabilities of not fewer than 20 very real probabilities of opening to give you what you want, but you've got to get in vibrational proximity of it. And so somebody like you who is willing to continue to dream even while manifestations that you formerly dreamed for have not come to fruition, you've got the magic formula.
Thank you.
As you keep dreaming, as you keep wanting, as you keep adding stuff to the pile, and more importantly, as you keep using your dreams as your reason to feel good in the now, good stuff just avalanches into your experience until people all around you are saying, "Who anointed you king? How is it that these good things happen to you?" And you say, "I'm deserving of them. I've brought myself into vibrational alignment with them, and they show themselves to me in every possible way. Every corner I turn, there's something else that surprises and delights me." That's the way it is supposed to be. Yeah, but those of you who have decided that you have to earn it, you're in a whole different vibrational place. Those of you who are angry at other people who are receiving good fortune, you're in a whole different vibrational place. In other words, you're wanting to move into the vibration of expecting good things to come to you. And that's why this emotional journey that we've been selling with everything that we've got here today is so important. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.